You were super duper today, getting your COVID vaccine, Elmo.
Yeah, there was a little pinch, but it was okay. Elmo was really glad to have Daddy and baby David there with him. Baby David!
Hello, and good morning. Welcome to the show. Today, I wanted to go ahead and bust out my thoughts on the whole Roe versus Wade thing. I mean, I made a video a while back when Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage, and like the Roe Wade stuff was like barely starting to get discussed. I kind of gave my little tidbit thoughts in that video, but it was more or less into the middle of it at some point. So I figured I would just make a video actually on the subject, but. I think it is quite hilarious that younger generations are just being so sexualized. Like, what is it now with younger kids and just everyone wanting to teach sex, right? Like, I understand that, it's that there's all these genders now, and there's all these pronouns, and there's all these ways about to go about finding love, I guess, but it's just very weird that we're just trying so hard to sexualize everything. I mean, if you really think about it, this whole Roe v. Wade stuff, it really only affects young kids, right? Like, it really only affects teens and young kids that get pregnant underage, right? And that need to go get an abortion. If you're an older person, if you're an older adult, and you have a wife or you have a husband, I'm pretty sure if you want kids or not. Like, you're not always going to the abortion clinic because you fucked up again and you either didn't have protection or you just didn't realize that you might conceive a kid. I mean, I don't feel like, this is all just my opinion, but I don't feel like it's the older people that this is affecting. The only people that are really complaining are just younger generations, people under the age of 25. Right? And it's just weird, all right? So, they have this whole, women are trying to do this whole sex strike thing now, right? They're like, oh, we're not going to have sex to prevent pregnancies, we're not going to have sex with our husbands or anybody, right? And it's just like, okay, so first of all, you're telling me you and your husband haven't discussed the possibility of having a child. Like, there's no other way you cannot have a child except having an abortion. Doesn't make any sense. Now, again, if it's forced, if it's rape, if it's incest, if it's anything like that, obviously an abortion is necessary, but you're not going to need like 5 of them. You're not going to need to be going back to the clinic because after the first or second one, that, should be it. We should be teaching our younger kids the same thing that we were taught, use protection, use a condom, just practice abstinence. I mean, for fuck's sake, God forbid you have sex till you get married. I I know that that's not in the cards with younger generations nowadays, and I get that, but as parents, we can't just get mad that you already had. Like, I don't understand how all these parents are out here protesting for this, because it's like, you already had kids. So I guess what you're really saying is that you wish you didn't have those kids, right? You wish you would have aborted those kids. But then at the same time, you're also you're perpetuating the idea to your kids that, oh, you should just be able to go out and like have sex, and if you end up having to get an abortion, just go get one. And now, again, I mean, if you want to be a stupid teen, an angsty teen, fine. You want to go get multiple abortions because you just keep having sex, fine. But you would think that parents would want to teach their kids otherwise. Like, that's not. And you see all these pictures and images of people, like, and like, it's just like, why? Like, is this really what you want to teach your daughter, your son, that you're just, the whole vasectomy thing I think is funny, because it's like, all right, fine, you want to give all boys like vasectomies when they hit puberty or some shit, fine. But the funny thing is, again, you're perpetuating the idea that you can just go out and just fuck all day, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you get diseases, it doesn't matter if you catch anything. It's like, we just don't want to bring more. The world is overpopulated, we don't need any more kids. It's like, all right, that's fine, but like, you still should have to take consequences for like your actions, like, I mean, there's this new show, Crimes of the Future, that just came out, and it's like, I wanted to make a video on it, but it's such an interesting movie, because it's like, what if humans like forgot like how they couldn't feel pain, and like pain the idea of pain became like euphoric and like sexy, like the feeling you get of like having the blood fall out of you and like getting cut, like that sensation is like way better than sex in this movie, Crimes of the Future. And that it's like that's what this is. Like this is literally like, it doesn't matter what you're doing to these kids. It's like as long as they get to be free and express themselves, no matter how sick or twisted or harmful it possibly could be, it doesn't matter. All right, it doesn't affect me. So just let them do what they want. Teach it to the kids that we can just be open and love each other and have sex with anything, and like you can identify as an animal and make love to animals. Like it's like,
and how I put it in words for kids so that they can understand it is, tell me your story. Where have you been in terms of your gender and your gender identity? Where are you right now? And more excitingly, where would you like to be in the future?
Have you ever met a 4-year-old who believes in Santa Claus?
Mm-hmm.
So this is someone who believes that a fat man is traveling through the sky on a flying reindeer at lightning speed, coming down his chimney with presents.
Yeah.
Would you say that this is someone who maybe has a tenuous grasp on reality?
They have an appropriate 4-year-old handle on the
Sure.
reality
Agreed.
that's very real for them.
Agreed. But Santa Claus is real for them, but
Yeah.
Santa Claus is not actually real.
Yeah, well, but Santa Claus does deliver their Christmas presents.
Well, yeah, but he's not real, though.
To that child, they are.
you know, you have the whole what is a woman thing. Like you had that person identify that.
I am a 27-year-old transgender woman. I am a wolf-therian and a member of the furry fandom.
When and how did you discover this inner wolfness?
Probably around age 10 or 11. I was watching an anime about wolves and see the wolf running across the screen, and I'm somehow just intrinsically like, oh, that's me.
Are you able to communicate with the wolves?
Am I going to have a conversation with a wolf in the way that I'm communicating you and I? Obviously not. Am I going to read their body language, respond appropriately to their behaviors and their nonverbal cues? Yes.
Individual identifying as a wolf. Okay, now I'm sure if you were to ask them if they wanted to consummate with the wolf, they would say, they probably say yeah, but they would know that they could not, right? Like it's like, it just is, right? But if that person has a child, they are going to teach their child that, yeah, you can fucking be a wolf and you can make wolf babies and you can have a wolf wife. And it's like, look, I understand that it's your child and these are your thoughts and your opinions, but what?
So now we are seeing kids that are identifying as animals going to school, and they are purring instead of answering questions, and they meow, and the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
So you have kids that are going to school and they're saying, I'm a cat. Mm-hmm. And the teachers have to affirm them as a cat.
Yes. So it's
the
not
schools
just
are
the
like
young ones.
literal zoos now, basically.
They are.
You are completely open to criticism. You are completely open to just being mocked and made fun of. You are completely open to just like people questioning like why you are doing what you're doing. But so the whole Roe v. Wade thing, I feel like, is just literally on a blanket to shield the LGBT community from any of its consequences. Anything that they want to do or do to children and have children do or young adults do that will where their consequence is fetal because it just brings in another life. They can just they just don't worry about that. You know, no offense, but if you see two gay guys protesting for abortion, saying that women should have abortion rights, two guys can't have a child. Two gay dudes can't conceive a kid. Now, if one of them decides to go have sex with some chick and she gets pregnant, yeah, of course he's gonna be like, I want you to have an abortion. I don't want to have that thing. I just wanted to test it out. I didn't think a child would pop out from it. Like, there's a lot of thoughts that could be going through that person's mind, but it's like, nah, you know what? You were the one that was all messed up, that to where you felt like you needed to just test the waters and not use any protection or lifeline, and now this is where you're at. But it's like, these scenarios are definitely going to happen in the future. All these lesbians out there, I feel bad for you guys, you know, wanting to play all your women's sports, and now you're going to have to get even buffer to be able to make sure you can like you know, compete against these trans women. that were unfortunately born like myself, who just wanted to look more lavish. So they became a woman and then joined women's sports, and now the actual women out there have to just get all yoked and make sure that they're just like packing heat, you know, so they can like actually win. I don't know. But it's crazy. So yeah, this whole Roe v. Wade thing, I think is just, it's being blown way too far out of proportion. I mean, it's kind of funny that people are out protesting and it's like, oh yeah, isn't there like a virus like still killing everybody? You know?
I had a lot of questions about Elmo getting the COVID vaccine. Was it safe? Was it the right decision? I talked to our pediatrician so I could make the right choice. I learned that Elmo getting vaccinated is the best way to keep himself, our friends, neighbors, and everyone else healthy and enjoying the things they love.
Oh, Daddy! Oh, Elmo and baby David have a question. Can we have a hug?
Oh, come here, son.
Elmo loves you, Daddy.
Y'all are out here like protesting that you can't just have sex with anybody you want. Like, I think for a while people were like not even wanting to have sex with someone unless they wore a mask. Now people are out here saying like you need to have a vasectomy before we fuck, as of the events of June 24th, 2022. And it's just like, are you serious? Like, all right, bro. All right, cool your jets. You need to just go back home and think about your life choices, and maybe you didn't stay inside long enough. You know, like, I don't know what's going on in the world, but if AR-15s honestly have more rights than your daughter, then you need to reassess yourself, because handguns have more rights, I guess, than anybody, because everyone would rather pack a handgun to protect or defend themselves, as well as, you know, police are issued with handguns all the time. So if you want to say any gun has more rights, you can say a handgun. And if you want to get rid of AR-15s, fine, get rid of them, but we still have every other gun out there, so it's not like anything is going to be stopped. Now, if you want to go out and tell the criminals to not use guns, be my guest, you know, but I'm pretty sure some of these politicians are packing heat and they just won't say it. Anyway, this has been Ghost in the Craig. Thank you so much for listening. Share, subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace. I hope you like the pineapple shirt too, because it's about the only sweet stuff that came out of this video. Or came into it. I don't fucking know.
In the short term, there would be an adjustment and there would be difficulties financially. Well worth the price, worth any price in my opinion. But in the long term, I think it would help our country socioeconomically and in every other sense. Because think about it, with abortion, we have separated the life-giving aspect of sex from the, you know, the pleasurable aspect of sex. And what that does is it encourages people to engage in sexually risky and irresponsible behavior more and more, because they know that, you know, at the end of the day, they can always just get an abortion.
Old Dominion University professor Dr. Alan Walker centers around their argument that not everyone who is attracted to children will abuse children.
It isn't actually a choice. So people are just born with this condition.
If you take the abortion out, then over time, people are going to be encouraged to be more responsible in their sex lives, and
Walker said the term minor attracted people, or MAPS, should be used to describe people who are attracted to children.
It's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedophile. A lot of people, when they hear the term pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender. And that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors.
But not everyone sees it that way.
So Avery and I are both birds. I am a cardinal and Avery is a blue jay. We like AM air pronouns in particular because they feel even further removed from gender than they, them, theirs. And being birds, while we do have our own gender expression, we don't inherently have a gender at all. And not in the way that, like, we're just non-binary. It's that, like, our species as, like, an avian-human hybrid does not inherently have any kind of gender at all.
What the hell is even that?